A warm welcome to all present here today for the Changemaker 20 Summit, where visionaries and change agents unite to catalyze global transformation. Through collaboration and innovation, we embark on a journey to address challenges, inspire action, and forge a path to a brighter tomorrow. Together, we shape the future we aspire to see. Distinguished guests and esteemed participants, I am Anupma Thakur, and with great pleasure, I introduce you to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Lalit Mohan Belwal. With a wealth of knowledge and experience, Mr. LM Belwal is a retired IFS officer from 1983 batch, hailing from Uttarakhand. With a master's degree in botany from Kumaon University, Nainital, he embarked on a diverse career journey. He served as a divisional forest officer across 4 districts of Madhya Pradesh from 1987 to 1996 and took on roles in the Labour Department and GAD as Deputy Secretary from 1996 to 2000. Promotions led him to become the Conservator of Forest, leaving his mark on various forest-related roles. His passion for rural development manifested in leading projects like MPRLP and TPIP. With his transformative tenure as the first CEO of MPSRLM, he retired in 2018 but returned to drive change again. Through MPSRLM, he has empowered 58 lakh rural women into self-help groups, fostering diverse livelihoods. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Belwal, who will be enlightening us today with his captivating session on fostering diverse livelihoods, empowering 58 lakh rural women through self-help groups. Get ready for an engaging and thought-provoking experience. Before we begin with the session, I would like to share a brief about Mr. Rakesh Malhotra. Having accumulated more than 4 decades of experience in the development sector, Rakesh Malhotra possesses extensive skills in areas such as policy advocacy, strategic planning, and project management. He served with NABARD for 22 years, championing poverty alleviation, microfinance, and rural financial institution strengthening. His 5 year stint with UNDP focused on financial literacy and governance. Sir has also managed Rajasthan Mission for Skills and Livelihood and Rajasthan Gramin Vikas Parishad, overseeing multifaceted projects. A senior visiting fellow at Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, he chairs Innovation in Development and Empowerment Alternatives, an educational consultancy trust. Now, I kindly ask Mr. Rakesh to commence the session alongside Mr. Belwal. Furthermore, if there are any aspects I have overlooked regarding Sir, please feel free to share with them. Sir, please take the stage, and without further ado, let's commence this invigorating exchange of ideas. Over to you, Rakesh, sir.
Thank you, Anupa, for the wonderful words you have spoken for me. So kind of you. And indeed, today is a privilege to have Mr. Belwal, whom I consider a man of action. And as you say, of touching the lives and making them better of a woman, that is not less than 500,000 women have been impacted and their families. It is women and the family which have been impacted is a number which I think many of us can just imagine and think of. With this, the man, Mr. Belwal, not only is action oriented, but a visionary also, plans long term, and has had thought of how to bring about the change, real change in the lives, livelihoods, health, and other issues of the poor families in state of Madhya Pradesh. He has been in the CEO of Madhya Pradesh SRLM since almost a decade now, and his passion is to be seen, to be believed. That's what I think I'd like to say right now, and come to the topic right now. Mr. Belwalji, thank you so much for giving your time from your very precious engagements you already have with you. And I insisted that you could spare some time because the kind of the work you and your team does is something awesome. I think unbelievable. Many of us might not even know what NRLM is doing and how they are doing it. So to start with, may I just request you, for the benefit of all the audience from India and abroad who are connected for this session, what is NRLM? Probably in your own words, in simple sentences, what do you feel like? And why is it important or good? Whatever things about NRLM can be explained to my colleagues over here, I'll be grateful. So what is NRLM? Then we'll come to the next points.
Thank you.
Belwalji.
Thank you very much indeed for a great introduction of mine. In fact, NRLM, the objective of NRLM is to organize the rural poor women, nurture their institutions, handhold their institutions till each member achieves appreciable enhancement in their income levels. And for that, appreciable income level for us in the state of Madhya Pradesh is rupees 10,000 rupees per month on a sustainable basis. And this is what exactly the mission is trying to achieve, apart from the other social and political empowerment of the women.
Right. Thank you, sir. Bilwalji, I'd also like to know there are various tiers of institutions which has been built in the NRLM, and probably the very first tier, that is self-help group, SHGs. Building such institution itself is a great challenge, given the diversity of the communities, the language, their likings and politics and so on and so forth. But you really have done wonders. So how did you achieve this first tier of building SHGs in the state of Madhya Pradesh?
You know, Madhya Pradesh is a very large state of our country. The population of the state as of now is little more than 8 crore. So we have to work with the rural women, and our target we defined was 6.7 women in SHGs. SHG is the smallest institution where 10 to 20 women are organized, and they are trained in such a way that they achieve the common objective. And after that, there is a village level federation, which is called village organization. Then there is a cluster level federation of 25 to 30 village level organizations. So it was really a very, very difficult task to organize the women, because in the state of Madhya Pradesh, when we work with the poorest of the poor, they are mainly tribal and the other women of SC community, and they were in fact confined to their houses, and it was very difficult to take them out of their houses initially, and it was a very tough task for my team. But gradually, when they won our confidence, and they were fully confident that we are going to do something good for them, they really accepted our request, and they were ready to be organized in the self-help groups. So up till now, we have already organized 5.8 million women in around 0.5 million self-help groups. And the best thing about them is that now they have started enhancing their livelihoods, and also they are now participating in several social activities also. Thank you.
Great. Belwalji, I would also like to know that MPSRLM is a big team. Can you just, for the benefit of all of us, know what are the structure of this team in Madhya Pradesh at least, and how do you interact with the Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India at New Delhi level, so that people appreciate the things which you carry out from day to day?
So we have a team of experts at the state level. There are around 2. We have our offices at the district level. Also, we have our teams at the block level, and they managed by committee at the state level, and then there is a general body also headed by the minister. So we are directly coordinating at the district level, and also we are directly in touch with the National Rural Mission at the center level, which is under Ministry of Rural Development.
Right, sir. There are so many things which MPSRLM has done of the late. There are a lot of innovations which have taken place. I would like to know what are the recent interesting innovations which have MPSRLM has been initiated.
The recent interesting innovation is that our women are running restaurants. Our women are running restaurants which we are calling DD cafes. So there are 140 all across, which are being managed by our SHG women, and all of them are functioning very well. When we go to these restaurants or cafes, you will really appreciate the kind of food they are serving, the kind of snacks they are serving, and the kind of services they are rendering.
So in how many districts have we opened this cafe?
So we have around 140 cafes in 42 districts.
Oh, wonderful. I think next time I come to Madhya Pradesh,
And
I should be enjoying yeah.
We have one such cafe in the ministry in Bhopal in the Secretariat building, and also we have one such cafe in this Chief Minister's house, that is his residence office.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. I believe we were just mentioning about the Chief Minister. I believe about a few weeks back, the Prime Minister had visited your project area, and he had a lot of comments and praise for you. Can you just elaborate upon that? That which area did he visit? And probably that was a tribal-dominated area where your work was going on. What were the challenges you faced? And what did motivate the no less than the Prime Minister to appreciate such an effort?
The Honorable Prime Minister visited in a village in Shahdol district of Madhya Pradesh, and there, the all tribal households were there, and there were in fact 176 households who were there in the SHGs, and out of 176 households, 173 had already started earning more than 10,000 rupees per month on a sustainable basis, and we call them Lakhpatis. In fact, Lakhpati is a very common term these days. The Honorable Prime Minister interacted with them of around 40-45 minutes, and many questions were asked by Honorable Prime Minister, and he was so fascinated by knowing that these women are carrying out more than 3 activities. Most of them were carrying out, there were 2-3 women carrying out activities. So the Honorable Prime Minister asked one of such women that how do you manage so many activities? I as a Prime Minister can manage only one. How can you manage so many activities? So it's a sea change. I tell you, a complete socio-economic revolution is happening, and it is a very silent kind of revolution. And you must have gone through the report of Niti Aayog also, which says that there has been substantial reduction in poverty in the state of Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah, I think they are the real change makers. The conference which we are holding as change makers, they are the real heroes and the leaders of that change which is being silently being brought about at the ground level in Madhya Pradesh. That's wonderful, sir. Generally, in SHG movement, there are 1 or 2 questions which come up, and many community organizations, and even I, through my career of 40 years, feel that there is one of the biggest challenges, the credit linkage of SHGs with the banks or financial institutions. But I believe that you have also overcome this challenge. So first of all, I'd like to know how much the credit has been mobilized, and how is the repayment period, repayment rate been going on, and how did you be able to get the banks under their confidence so that they could lend freely and easily to the SHG women?
You will be very happy to know, in fact, the credit in the year 1920 was 500 crore. Then 2021, it was 1,470 crore by different banks. And last year in 22-23, the credit was to the tune of 2,480 crore. And the banks have now realized that this is going to be a very important portfolio for them. And the NPA is less than 1%. And there is one more thing that I personally, give guarantee to the bankers that there will be no NPA. In case there is any NPA, the branch managers can get in touch with me, and I will see to it that the repayment is made. And we believe in repayment, not in recovery. Thank you.
Great. I myself being a banker, it's very hard to believe NPA 1% or less than that. That's a magic. I think, how does this magic come about? Is it continuous monitoring or a change in mindset? Or I think I'd like to know a little more about it, because this is a cause of concern for all the bankers.
Success of SRLM is only because of continuous training and capacity building. We have to be in touch with the women with whom we are working. In fact, I have been, or my office has been in touch with the first woman with whom we worked in the year 2012, 2013. So we are in touch with almost all the women, and from my office also, daily more than 100 to the women asking about how the things are going on. And my phone number is also available with most of the community leaders, and they have been asked to feel free to speak to me anything they want. It has been because my team is in continuous touch with these SHG members, and we also, throughout the year, we run the training programs and capacity building programs, and we, make them understand that if they pay today to the banks, and they will be availing more and more in future, and this is what they are very much convinced about now.
That's right. I think I'm testimony to the fact which you just said. Yes, your phone is full of the numbers of all the women SHG leaders and so on and so forth. I think that's wonderful. As a single man, keeping in touch with millions of women or groups is unbelievable. I'll come to another question in the sense that NRLM is being implemented across the country in our nation, and Andhra Pradesh was a pioneer because from there the concept has been taken up. But rest of the SRLMs have not been able to create that impact which MPSRLM could do. So what was the magic wand in the hand of Mr. Belwal as a CEO that you have taken lead of not, I think, many years? You are 3-4 years ahead of the rest of the SRLMs, which are, they must be doing good. But yes, how did you race ahead? What were the secret or key points which you like to share with
Other
us?
states are also doing well, but we started the livelihoods activities along with the institution building activities right from the beginning, from the year 12-13. In fact, NRLM is also institution building first, then livelihoods activities. So I can say that I didn't listen to others, and what is good for the community, I did.
Great. Belwalji, another interesting thing which we want to know is that I have seen myself, and you also have been advocating that there are multiple livelihood activities which are professed by the SHG women in your state. So can you just highlight what kind of activities are very common and how much are they able to earn? So what are the various livelihood initiatives where MPSRM also played a critical role? What kind, so that our audience come to know that it is only agriculture or non-farm also, or mixed, or whatever way? Please share the
I
thoughts.
counted them. There are 157 activities being carried out by our SHG members. One day, a very senior officer in this state was asking me which activity they are not doing. I said they are not, the only activity they are not doing is open heart surgery. Otherwise, they are doing each and everything. They are driving the two-wheelers. They are driving the four-wheelers. They are growing improved varieties of agricultural and horticultural crops. They are into organic farming and natural farming. They are into commercial vegetable cultivation. Out of 57 lakh women, there are 5.8 lakh women who are into commercial vegetable cultivation. And mind you, these women had never earlier practiced this vegetable cultivation. Then there are large number of non-farm activities like running shops of different kinds. Then service sector, manufacturing sector. They are into each and every sector, whatever possible is there, and they are now very much confident. If anybody can do something, they can also do, and they are doing each and everything. Recently, they have also, started procuring the wheat and rice from farmers. They are procuring. They are giving it to the IFC, FCI rather, and also they are now running several kinds of shops in the market area, in the urban area.
I also believe that MPSRLM was the pioneer in the country with the SHG women to take up women hygiene, that is use and of the sanitary pads. And probably you have set up the units for manufacturing and sale of sanitary pads. Could you just throw the light on it? That how did this happen? How did this idea come? And how the women are making a business out of it, along with the health, which is quite critical to all the women we work with.
It's a very interesting. In fact, I had forgotten this. So women should be using sanitary pads, the menstrual hygiene they must be aware of. But initially, hardly 5% of them were aware of this product. But recently, when I surveyed it, I found that now more than 80% women are using sanitary pads. It was earlier unheard of for them, and now they, and we are not only doing that, but we are concentrating on FNSW, food, nutrition, health, and wash, and we are training them. Last year in we trained 20.3 lakh women in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and that was a physical training of 6. And at the block level also these trainings are organized within SW. So now they understand that how important these things are also when it comes to livelihood enhancement.
Belwalji, I think one other magic which you didn't share with us was your women have been empowered in political arena also. I think I myself met many of the SHG women who have become sarpanch, and so I would like to know more about it, because this is the ultimate empowerment of the woman which has taken place. That woman which never came out of their house, never crossed the limits of their residence, and today being a sarpanch or other political positions they are holding. This is a revolution, I believe so. So I'd like that please spend some time on this and let us know that how this is.
Last year only the panchayat elections were conducted in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and 17,000 women were elected at different levels. 17,000, and out of these 17,000, one in Shopur district is the district panchayat president also. And you know, district panchayat president in the state of Madhya Pradesh is a state minister rank. Then there are vice president, district vice president panchayat in the state, in the district of Shahdol, and there are many members at this district panchayat. Then large number of women got elected at the block level also, block panchayat members and block panchayat presidents also. And there are many. The beauty is that all these women, when I speak to them, when I ask them, now would you like to leave these SRLM or with this? They have become today, it is only because of SRLM. So they are first, they are SHG members, and then only they are the elected members of the panchayat. So they are never going to leave this SRLM, State Rural Land Distribution.
Great. But my question remains that how did this idea seed in their thoughts? मतलब ये सोचना भी एक महिला के, sorry, I'm speaking in Hindi. How did a woman, poor rural woman, uneducated woman, did have idea of coming into politics and standing for the benefit of the community? How did this, was MPSRLM or you were responsible, or there was something else they saw? Just I want to learn about it.
So it is, only when, at the participatory decision making, participatory planning, and participatory implementation of the scheme at the village level. And they were made aware of the government schemes, that all the schemes are being run for the upliftment of poor people and other people. And the beneficiaries themselves should become a part of the delivery of implementation, the implementing process, and also the planning process. And although it was, it's a very difficult, in fact, it was not our mandate, but still we keep telling people that they have to come to power to see that the proper, benefit of all these schemes is achieved. And you will be surprised to know that many of these women are asking me that they want ticket for this state assembly also. Yeah.
Great. I think I wish them all the very best. Mr. Belwal, we understand that the building block for NRLM is CRPs, Community Resource Persons. So could you just share with our colleagues and audience that what is CRP and what various different cadres of CRP are there? How are you compensating them, and on long run, how they intend to be viable?
See, the CRPs are the extended hands of SRLM. We have hardly 2,000 number of staff but we have to carry out our operations in 51,000 villages of this state. So for that, we need to have some workers, some dedicated people who can, take our things to the villages and also sensitize the villages. So to achieve that, only the CRP came into being, and presently we have 1,000 CRPs in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and they are in different domains. Like we have got 8,500 agri CRPs. These agricultural CRPs, they engage themselves with the women who are into farm activities, and many of our CRPs have visited other states of the country also to teach the women, the poor women of those states, what is all about improved agriculture, improved practices of agriculture, horticulture, etc. Then we have community resource persons for institution building also to large number of women. So we have CRPs and those pages, and they convince the women that look, now we were also like you a few years back, but now we have achieved a lot and we are still achieving. So you can also join us. So they are in a better position to convince women to join this movement. Then we have community resource person in livestock. We have community resource person in environment, community resource persons in gender, community resource person in FNSW, community resource person in many other, so on and so forth, many fields. So these community resource persons, they act as our extension workers, and they have been trained repeatedly. Some of them are so good that I call them, they are our doctors. They are PhD doctors, because they are so well versed with their subject that sometimes it surprises people who actually are supposed to carry out these works as a government servant.
Great. This also comes up with another question, sir. We started the NLM by the CRP inputs from Andhra Pradesh, and subsequently the states grew and got empowered, and they were sending their CRP to other states. And I'm aware that Madhya Pradesh SRM also had sent CRPs of various cadres of various fields to other states also. And could you just share upon that, and what were the inputs you got from other states? How did our CRP or our SHG women perform, and what were the learnings, or how was this taken as a support at a national scenario?
See, mainly we have sent our agriculture CRPs to other states like Punjab, Haryana, UP, Chhattisgarh. So the feedback has been very good. The feedback we got from the states is very good, and these women are into, in fact, organic farming and improved agriculture practices. So whenever NRLM, the entire country is a family as far as NRLM is concerned. We learned a lot from Andhra Pradesh. Initially, they came. In fact, the SHG movement started here in the 90s, and we started in Madhya Pradesh in 2013. We are moving at a faster rate. Hope that in coming 3-4 years, the most of our SHG members will be independent. They will be socially, economically, and politically empowered.
Thank you. This session would be incomplete without you sharing your personal experiences with the SHG women. Real personal experience. I know that you've been in the ground so much so that it is difficult to catch you in Bhopal. So I think the people would be very happy to learn the real examples or lessons which you saw or created, or the challenges which women shared with you. So I'd like to spend a couple of the last minutes listening to your field level experiences and the challenges, whatever you feel like. Yes, sir.
See, my personal experience has been exhilarating. I personally know by name women in almost all the districts. Many women I know, and they they exchange greetings on the festivals like the Diwali, Holi, Dasara, etc., and even on the national festivals like Independence Day and Republic Day. And they, whenever I go and meet with them, they feel very happy, and they generally do not let me go easily. They say that sit with us. Even in the night time, they are not in a hurry to go to their houses and cook their food. They say that we do these things daily, but you come once in a while. So and they really share all their good things and bad things, and they are convinced that sometimes what happens that they do not go to the district authorities when there is a problem. They come to me. Today only I received some complaints, and the women had come all the way from Burhanpur, which is a very far off place. And also, the best thing is that in the I convene VC twice in a month. In that also I invite the communities, and I just ask whether they are facing any problems, or they have any ideas, good ideas where we can be benefited, or the community can be benefited. The best thing is that I have learned many things from them, and you can learn things from them only when you are in touch with them, and when you feel that they are your family, and they are never hesitant in sharing and suggesting also. They suggest also, and I'm very fortunate that I got this opportunity to work with them for such a long period. And the state government, our honorable chief, also very happy about the fact that the women movement is really gathering in this momentum in the state of Madhya Pradesh. He is the person who had seen, who has visited many villages earlier also. So in the 10 years time, he is the I think one of the main persons who understands and who appreciates the change which is happening in the villages of Madhya Pradesh.
Right. I think I'd like to bring along the team of few people to your state and let them see how things are moving. What Belwalji, lastly, I'd like to ask is that kind of energy, the time, and the passion you have spent. You become a fatherly figure in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and still going young. Good, and that's very nice. But that must be coming at the cost of your personal time or the family time. How do you balance the work family balance? That's what.
See, when your profession becomes your passion, then family becomes second.
Right. I think that's wonderful. I believe a lot of us, or many of us, have to learn so many things from your work. This is a kind of an eye opener, and we will continue following you, continue to learn from you, and hope to learn more things as the time comes along. At the end, I'd like to thank you so much for giving us the time, and I believe this is just a beginning for many of the change makers across the country who want to learn and commit and do some contribution to the nation. Over to Anupma for the closing
Thank you.
points.
Thank you very much, Dr. Malhotra, for this, for your time, and also for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so thank you so much. And on behalf of our team, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for gracing us with your presence at this wonderful and enlightening talk with discussion. It has been a truly inspiring and informative session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.